everybody. I'm Peggy Rometo, and this is the Weekly Wake Up. Okay, so we're going to slow down, tune in, relax, and let go of everything that we think we know about this upcoming week so that we can actually receive information and guidance to support us. So let's go ahead and do that. And the way we always start is by turning our focus inward into the heart. Do a clearing breath and letting go. And then inhale that white light up from the center of the earth using the imagination all the way to the crown of our head. And then exhaling, going all the way back down the body with the white light and letting go. And we do that 3 times. And in doing that, it brings us to this place of neutral so that we can actually receive information. And then as I start to talk about what's there, just notice how you feel and what's going on for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the cleansing breath and then those 3 long breaths. Okay, so this week there are a lot of doors that are just going to open to be able to get some things done, to finalize some details maybe that have been hanging out there. Open communication is available for us. For some of this, for some people, it's a week of healing, of actually stopping and taking charge of what's going on with you or your life, being able to look inward, and you'll have the time to do that, to be able to balance whatever needs to be balanced, to check yourself, to get the help that you need. There's support around you. So there's opportunity and time for healing to happen this week and for you to be able to slow down and to actually be able to get that. So don't be afraid to feel whatever comes up for you, or surrender to whatever is being asked of you, because there is opportunity here to complete something. So for some of you, that may be meaning that you're having conversations with people that there's been incompletions in the past, and now it's time to bring them forward and to heal and be done. For some of us, it's conversations we're having with ourselves that we're not going to be that way anymore, and we're changing, and we're making a decision, and we're going to move forward. So some of you may be needing some forgiveness from yourself. Some of you may be needing forgiveness from somebody else, or needing to give forgiveness to somebody else. So it is a healing week, an opportunity to be able to create for yourself clarity and peace. And there's a lot of support and doors open for you to do that. Okay. Wasn't expecting that off the bat. All right, so let's see what else is in store for us this week. So there may be something that you've been negotiating, or someone that you've been trying to either hire or try to get into business with, that finally there's a meeting of the minds that happens. So if you've been waiting on a deal that you've been trying to get done, this week feels like it can happen. This can be the week that you can get those things signed and you can get the win, so we say, right? It could be also that you're selected or picked for something special, and I see some of you maybe having some notoriety behind it, like maybe your picture's in the paper, or you get an award at work. So there's some acknowledgement and some positivity. There's an excitement around work and career and finalizing and getting something that you've been going after. So whatever that was that you were looking for, that next, success, or that getting that deal, it feels like this week there's opportunity to make that happen and to finalize that and to get it done. So that's a wonderful omen for the week, to be able to have a goal, be able to check it off. All right, so let's see what else is out there. So, part of the whole practice of the weekly wake up is to trust the body, right? And to trust the feeling and the sensation. So as I'm talking, information comes in and you feel it or you don't feel it, right? And for some of you, maybe it's not a feeling at all, it's a knowing. I know that's crap, I know that's true, right? Like that. for yourself. And so this week there is sensitivity available for us if we slow down to be able to read between the lines and to see and to get more information without even saying a word. So there may be some things that develop around you this week that you have a sensitivity of something else that's going on that maybe is not being talked about. So you may be able to get some more information or some deeper information or understanding by just being a witness to someone else's conversation or to someone else's actions. So pay attention to that. Notice what's going on with your body. And even as I talk about that, can you feel kind of like the resonance going through your whole body, feeling more weighty, maybe in the low back and in the legs or in the buttocks, fullness in the stomach, right? Like when truth comes in, there's a quiet weightedness to the energy and a calmness. So just know that this week there's an opportunity for you to sit in this space and observe a conversation going on around you and get more information, not by thinking it. It just comes in. Like you're listening and all of a sudden an awareness comes over you of something that's not being said, right? And so the more that you can pay attention to that, the more you can cultivate it. So when you're sitting in a boardroom and you want to know what somebody else is thinking, you can just kind of stop, feel that place in the body, and then ask, what is the CEO thinking right now about what that person just said? And the conversation can continue and you can get the whole download about what he's feeling about what was just said, giving you a better angle of what's going on and how to respond, right? You can do it in a classroom. You can do it anywhere, right? You can do it with a friend group. You can do it with your family. It's easy to do. You just have to start to train yourself to listen through the body and not through the mind, not trying to think back and forth. Now, what did they say and try and figure it out? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about allowing it to come to you, right? Just sitting there, asking the question, letting go and let it come to you. Okay, so let's see what else is in store for us this week. Well, I want to talk about there is a new moon on Saturday. So the new moon in Libra. A lot of happy energy, a lot of good energy coming in. Excitement. For some of you, Libra is the peacemaker. So some of you may be finding new ways to communicate with one another and resolutions with one another. There's a lot of light and happiness around that energy too. So the days before and the days after, just celebrations. I can feel the energy. We also do have the Jewish New Year starting then. So feeling that on Sunday night, that's the following day. So just feeling that there's a lot of energy at the end of the week and in the first part of next week coming in. And maybe you can notice that it's kind of like an uplifting energy and open. The other thing is not to rush, right? So you're being asked not to rush this week, to slow down this week, to allow things to come in. And in that process, you'll be able to be more present to the information as it's showing up. So let's see if there's anything else in store for us here this week. Okay, so midweek, you may need to take time for yourself. There may be a lot of bullets flying in different directions, conversations, things, and you may just need to kind of like step back and step out of what's going on. May not have anything to do with you. It may be around you. It may be chaos around you. It may be, a loved one that needs tending to. It may be chaos with friends. It may be chaos in the workplace. But I just see you like removing yourself. And if you're part of the chaos, that's really going to help. And it's going to help you to slow down and to really find a different way to communicate and really allow for those deeper feelings, those deeper authentic feelings to be able to be heard and seen. Some of it's not easy. Sometimes gossip happens. Sometimes people say things or spread rumors about us that aren't true or have a sliver of truth to it, right? So if you're the center of a gossip story this week, or you're being feel unjustly picked on, just slow down, step back, and don't allow it to to really sink in. It's because they're just showing me midweek like arrows flying, right? Things flying, bullets flying. Not, and it's more of an observing thing. It's more of an awareness, like, wow, look what's going on around here, and less, and so it's less frenetic. In other words, I don't feel like you're caught up in it. And it's like, oh my God, oh my gosh. It's more of quietness for you to be able to observe it and not be in it, right? So even if it has something about you or touches on you, you have the capacity to step back and not be drug into it or allow it to really upset you. So it feels like this too shall pass is what I'll say. I don't want to give it any more energy than that. But as we move on with the week, there's just this a lot of light, a lot of fun. Some of you may be connecting with family this week. They're just showing me some opportunities to celebrate and get together. So there's heart connections available for you, and also new understandings. So there may be some inroads with maybe somebody you haven't had a good relationship with in the past, that again, we're going back to the healing. So opportunities to heal some things or to have more serious conversations so that healing can happen. So this week is it feels like an opening week, especially for healing, especially for authenticity and for love. So it feels like a beautiful, quiet, peaceful week. But then when you have conversations that can be personal, right, or tender, it can bring up emotions. So it can be an emotional week, but at the same time, it feels very Zen-like too. You know, sometimes you feel better after you have a good cry. It could be like that, right? But it doesn't feel heavy. So it feels like there's progress, there's healings, there's opportunities. So our job is just to go with the flow, not be worried about it, not be concerned about it. But when we have those moments or those feelings like, I really need to clean that up, or that's been bothering me for a while, I should tell them about that, or I should really take responsibility for that. It's been nagging at me for years. Just say it and be done with it, right? Apologize and get it over with. Whatever it is that's kind of simmering for you in the background, this is the perfect time to pull that person aside and say, hey, do you have a minute? There's just something I need to get off my chest. Right? So if you feel compelled to share something or to correct something, this would be a beautiful week to do that. And you can always ask permission from the other person to be able to talk about it. You know, do I have your permission to share something with you from the past, right? That I feel like I need to clear up. And the person can say, no, I don't want to talk about the past. Then fine. You at least attempted and tried, and then you just want to honor where they're at and go, okay, yeah, I get it, right? Because sometimes people aren't ready to hear forgiveness. They aren't ready to give, or they aren't ready to open themselves up to that. And you have to honor where the other person's at. It doesn't take away from your desire to heal something or your desire to be better. So all there is to do is to ask. And if they say no, then you make it on your own, right? You can do a meditation yourself with that person's spirit and just saying, this is what I want to say. Hope someday you'll forgive me, but at least you can forgive yourself, right? So there's a lot of ways that healing can happen. But in the physical world, asking permission from the person may help you and may give you the courage to say what's on your mind. All right, you guys, have a beautiful week. It feels like a really beautiful week filled with love and peace and happiness, but also getting things off the chest and opening the door so healing can happen. So have an amazing week, everybody. Lots of love to you. At the end of the week, there is all that new energy with the new moon. Enjoy it. Plant those positive seeds. Have fun. Relish in it. It's such a big, beautiful energy. So have a great week, everybody. I'll connect with you again next week, and I hope you enjoy yourself.